What's up guys, Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to talk about student loan abuse, okay? I want to get a little bit into student loan abuse and more so the domino snowball effect, okay? Now, there's many of us guys of that millennial age, right? Where, let's say you took out student loans, right? Let's say your credits, your housing, and your books and things of that nature may only cost $5,000. I'm gonna just throw that out there, right? But let's say you were eligible for, who knows, $8,000, right? $9,000, $10,000, $11,000, right? How many of us took the full amount? Okay. Now we know this money does have to be paid back, right? Now, the thing is, guys, we know debt is control, right? The minute you owe someone something, if you honor your debt, you are subject to that debt, all right? And then in the case of living in a very powerful country, you are going to respect that debt. It's not like, like you can just borrow $5 like up the street. You can borrow $5 from somebody and then not pay them back, right? And you may not suffer any consequences from that, right? Eventually debt in America is going to catch up with you, right? So I want to talk about how, guys, if we're going to go to school, we're going to go to college at this point, don't over borrow, okay? Because you're going to owe that money back. And the popular trend lately has been, let's say you get $40, $50, $60, $70,000 in debt, right? You're not necessarily going to be able to jump into a job that is going to be rewarding enough to where right offhand you're going to feel like, man, okay, yeah, I went $80,000 in debt in as far as student loans, but I'm going to make $90,000 this year, and I'll be able to pay off that and still come out $10,000 richer. And now I paid off my student loan debt, right? And now every $80,000 I make, plus get raises and promotions over the years, is going to surpass that. That's the dream, right? That's the dream, but that's not necessarily the case for most people. All right, that's not the reality of going to college these days, especially if you just have a general broad major, as I like to say. A major that is not very specific, okay, and it's not going to guarantee you a well-paying job in this atmosphere, okay? So don't over borrow, all right? That's the I think that's really good advice at this point, and I think that may be something that people are not talking about too much in this day and time. Okay, after I do this video, I'm gonna go on YouTube and look that up and see if people are talking about it. All right, because I don't want to seem like I'm being I'm trailblazing something that I'm not. Okay. But in case maybe you had to hear the message from me, okay? Don't borrow more than you have to. All right, guys? And then also try to make sure that if you're going to go to college, that you take on a major where it is very, 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 very sought after. It is something that is most definitely needed to advance our culture, to advance our country, okay? And to advance the world, and it's very profitable, okay? All right? So advancements and engineering is always going to be something good, because we always need someone to engineer new and better technology, right? So you probably can't go wrong with that. In the medical field, people that that can carry out different medical procedures, okay, and have the ability and the skills and the talent to carry out certain medical procedures. Everybody can't perform heart surgery, just like everybody can't dribble a basketball like Allen Iverson. It's like everybody can't dunk a basketball like LeBron James. It's a certain level of talent that comes along with medical things, okay? So things like that, but don't just go for business administration, okay? Just giving your money away. You may land a job, you may get lucky. It's 50-50, if that at this point, all right? So, guys, the thing about it, who do we borrow money from, right? Who do we borrow money from? And it gets to a point where when you control resources, okay, perhaps our country just controls most resources. So the average person doesn't get the chance to really understand the situation that the world is in when it comes to debt and resources, okay? Money is really nothing. Paper money is just paper money. We can print that off all day as long as we got trees and the machine to do it, right? But what gives money power is your resources, okay? Now, the thing about it is if you have a lack of resources, then what you call inflation, right? The more resources you have, the less valuable it is, the more paper money you can not charge, okay? Or you don't have to charge that much because it's not as valuable, okay? But as resources become scarce, okay, then you have what you call inflation, okay, because now you have a lack of resources, so you're going to have to pay more paper money for that, okay? You got to put more energy into that. So what we have to think about, guys, is as long as America is in charge of most of the resources all across the world, that's why we have a lot of military all across the world. You wonder why, if you look into it, why is America all over the country? I mean, all over the world, okay? And we control a lot of resources, so therefore, us as American citizens are very pacified, okay? But and as long as we control the resources, it's, money is just a matter of control. Because we can really give most of this stuff away and not miss a beat, right? It's the world produces enough resources for everybody to be able to live, okay? And live free, to be honest with you. But, in order to control people, okay, we can put a price on things, okay? So that's why we can always print money, okay? And as long as we can control resources, we can go up and down with prices, okay? But as long as we keep the system the same. But what we have a problem is perhaps just let's